The 11th Armored Cavalry Regiment launched the major thrust across the border May 1st. The regiment charged forward in tanks and armored personnel carriers toward its objective, sweeping the miles of thick jungle, searching for the headquarters of Kazvin.
What would you say are the odds, relatively, finding the bunker complex?
Well, if it's here, we'll find it. I dare say that by the time we do, the birds may have flown the coop. There's nothing very stealthy about a cavalry regiment coming through the jungle, so he's had plenty of warning now. But the mission is to get in and destroy his base complexes, his communication systems, his rice caches, and so forth.
True records of the B-52 missions were burned in incinerators in South Vietnam, and false statistics were inserted into the Pentagon's own top-secret computers. This is rather terrifying because the B-52 planes are, after all, a part of Strategic Air Command, a part of the nuclear defense of the West, and here were their records being corrupted in a rather awful way. And General Haig, then Colonel Haig, Kissinger's assistant at the National Security Council, was the main White House link to the Pentagon on this secret bombing campaign. And he wasn't asked really anything about that bombing campaign at all.
But he was, in fact, only one of a number of people, a number of staff aides at the White House who would have been dealing with the day-to-day practicalities of a policy that was decided at a much higher level. Is it really fair to ascribe blame to him for that?
Well, I wasn't saying that blame should be ascribed, but he was the link man, the liaison on military matters between the National Security Council and the Pentagon, the Secretary of Defense and the Joint Chiefs of Staffs. I think he should have been asked very persistently whether he regarded the procedure, or whether he now regards the perversion of military procedures to be either desirable, let alone necessary, and would he do it again? And that sort of question was not put to him.
The slow, methodical process of searching the Cambodian sanctuary is now underway.
When President Nixon first announced this operation, we got the impression that you expected to find a major Viet-Cong headquarters, the center of all their operations, and this doesn't seem to have happened. Do you think this is important?
Oh, Kazvin headquarters is extremely important, just as MACV headquarters is extremely important to our operations here. And when you say that we expected to, I think the proper phrase is we hope to.
It's cost the Americans an immense amount of political capital, and it's threatening once again to expose the judgment of their generals to ridicule. For the price President Nixon has paid for this adventure in prestige and popularity, he needed to bring home more than a few sackfuls of rice.